I get a 1.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Okay. Okay. I love it.
I will take the die.
Okay. Okay. So, I think that, so this is the long game. So you're going to, we're maybe seeing some of this. So, I mean, it might be the case that this takes a couple of days of this kind of sussing things out, and kind
If
of.
my job is getting all these records in order, it's like the perfect.
Yep.
It is the smart thing to do. I mean,
Yep.
I get my fingers into all kinds of materials, and not only that, but paper records rock, right? I mean, in terms of like digging for shit and finding shit out. I mean, you happen upon things that way that you'll never do in a computer situation. So, yeah.
And so it will come. It's coming in dribs and drabs, and also some from the records you're looking at, some from like records that you're not supposed to be looking at, but you have the opportunity because W, like I say, is not paying attention, and some is like from maybe information or things that W just kind of passes on because he's not, like I say, he's not interested in. I mean, he's not. No one's, he's not trying to keep things from Willie as far as you can tell. So, and so I guess the I got to figure out how to put this.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify too that my role was about like keeping myself cool and keeping my cover. I wasn't thinking of that as the investigation role. So I'm not right. Not to put that on you too, right?
Okay, well that's fair. I think, but I think that's fair, and I think kind of keeping your cover, you are going to be able to pick things up, just not even by trying. So it's not like maybe, and so I think you get a good sense. Some of those questions Willie had, we'll put it this way. Some of those questions like Willie was having is like, why is this sort of low rent, and like what's going on? It seems like you get the sense kind of looking back at these records that one, it's always kind of been a scam, which kind of makes sense. That it has something to do with like this, like the money making piece was the sort of direct mailing kind of nonsense that then expanded out. The relationship of Julian Dunn, I think the kind of that does remain sort of an enigma. He doesn't fit. Like he's it doesn't fit really with the rest of the stuff, except maybe having to do with some of that right wing like militia things.
Right, that seemed to be associated with him. Yeah,
is he connected with that in a way? But W doesn't mention that stuff at all. Like that stuff is like, those are in boxes in a room, even though they're next to boxes that you guys are going through. Like W is sort of, I think you probably notice that, like that's something that becomes noticeable as you're there, is that the obviously he knows that the boxes are there because you've seen him like in around them, but like never mentions that stuff and doesn't bring that stuff up at all. And then but even Lee, but I think even Lee, to the extent that Lee's around during this time, and he's off. I think we can figure out some of the timeline stuff, because if that might have to, but Lee would start to just ignore you at some point.
That's the hope. Like, that's exactly what I was rolling for.
Yeah, that's soon, basically the main.
Pretty soon, like everyone thinks that Willie's doing his job, and is right. That sounds good to me. As far as screwing up everything else, have a nice day. That's my little gift to you.
No, I know, and I've got to. I'm thinking of that too. Uh, I'll have that. Let me let that percolate for a minute or so. But yeah. Okay. So I think that's good though. Willie has managed to kind of talk himself into the long game, insinuate himself, and has changed his situation vis-a-vis Lee at least, and then percolating up through the rest of the.
But being Willie, of course, can't help having instigated something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let me think about what that might be.
No pressure.
We can look. Let me just check. We can check it on gratitude.
Sure.
Yeah.
And see.
You go right ahead. Yeah.
If what's going on with her, and maybe we can kind of well, something may come to me. Not in the sense of like will definitely be worse for you, gratitude, but
no. Why does it always have to hit gratitude? Anyway, go on.
That's what I said. It doesn't. I didn't say necessarily.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily.
I love. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh. Okay. Anyways, so she got to this hotel, this kind of dingy hotel. It's very familiar to us from Willie's long dark night of the soul. And now she comes in the middle of and she's here, she arrives like in the middle, again, it's afternoon. It's like day. It's harsh. It's even harder to kind of come into a place like this in the daytime.
Yeah. And she has the full like sunglasses. If it was during COVID, she would have the face mask on to, and that would be actually kind of perfect, but she doesn't have that. Yeah. So she's, and like the hoodie, like over her, head and stuff. She has that kind of thing going on. And yeah. And like probably two suitcases that she's dragging in behind her.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are they like wheelie
suitcases?
Like what type does she have like the wheelie suitcases like
yes,
Willie's,
and one of them has gum stuck in it that she picked up as she was wheeling it through the city at some point, so it like kind of bounces a bit. And the other is one that she's holding, and as she's entering the building, she's actually like, "Can someone help me with these?" Like that's how she enters.
Oh, nice. And like there's no one to help her.
No.
Yeah, no. It's a fucking motel. Yeah. She's like, yeah.
I imagine they might have been like actually high quality, like luxury luggage, but they've now seen better days.
Yeah, some Louis Vuitton look-alike type, whatever the equivalent of that is in Bulwark. Yeah.
So no help with the bags.
No. Okay, right. So yeah, and so she's just vaguely like, pissed off, and
no dice for you.
And then she's kind of like realizes that she has to be a little, you know what? No, she doesn't care about anonymity. If someone is going to find out that she's here, they're going to find out whether she's a fucking asshole to these employees or not. These people are not paid to keep secrets, right? If a cop comes in here and says, "Was there this woman here? Where is she?" No one. So she goes up and she's like, she's not like a complete asshole, but she's like asking for a room and stuff and all that, and she's just very like pissed off and in a lot of pain.
I'm thinking there's probably like nothing about that is like, I think what's maybe scary about this transaction you're having with the desk clerk or the person is that they're not like, they see obviously that you how beat up you are and how kind of anxious or sort of on edge you are, and they don't care.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's not surprising. Yeah,
it's just like that's not phasing them. They're not sympathetic. They're not surprised. They're like, of course, lots of people who are horribly beaten and hiding from people are here.
Yeah.
We'll put you over in this wing. You'll fit right in.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. So,
but yeah,
get into her room and probably just sleep, pass out.
So I think here and I she's gotten away. This is where like and I know this might just be my job to say, and we'll see.
Mhm.
You know, Gratitude did some things to try to hide her tracks, but
Mm-hmm.
there are people looking for her with resources.
Yes.
I will say that, and I you know, I don't need to be like, oh, I need to like hide from you guys some of this stuff. I think I can say some of this stuff. So Detective Church's work on behalf of Zag is not on the books. So they can't
Right.
really.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, why is Gratitude being so paranoid about the police? It's not like Church is going to report any of this.
Yeah, so they can't really use the direct police thing.
Of course,
on the other hand,
on the other hand,
you know,
yeah.
Church does, once Church is like up, because you know you still got this time period where like Church is actually sort of out of it, and it's just Lee looking for
me
you.
in a hospital. I mean, I beat his face over and over with a gun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the case. So like he's out of it, but there are other people looking for you, and though they don't have this same, they don't have like legit access to all the police stuff, they do have some connections, or they do have some little bits of things they can pull.
Yeah, if you feel the need to explain this as like, explain to me why you can do something, you don't have to. You can just do.
I like the idea of the montage though. That I like.
Yeah. That's totally fine.
Yeah. Sorry, this isn't me. I'm not trying to justify. I'm trying to. I'm trying to kind of clarify it for myself as well.
Okay, like that's perfect. That's totally fine. Well, I just
you know, and it's helpful for me to not keep it secret, I think.
Right. Yeah. Perfect.
So Lee would be making use of some of those connections they have. Lee would also be in contact with the twins, and they are the ones who actually are doing the looking at this point.
Right.
They are the ones who are, you know, once you know,
that lady, we caught her for you. We caught her for you once.
Yeah. And so like they'll find, you know, they're gonna be able to find out a couple things. Like they're gonna find out where Lee Church's car was. They're gonna figure out that you know, they're gonna use the records to find you know, that Gratitude's car got towed, and they're gonna like put it together. They're gonna get your name from that, and then they know who you are because of your record, because of your connection with the front.
That's great. That's great.
So they are gonna show up at your house and find that it's empty, and then they're gonna start to talk to cab drivers.
Yeah.
So
okay, perfect.
I think it takes them a little bit of time, but I think they're gonna show up.
Yeah.
That like the this is not like a gotcha, right? You get that, but it's like they're gonna show up. They're gonna be at Gratitude's door.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I know, I think I kind of do want to stop it there, just to give me a chance to, first of all, think about how Willie screwed other stuff up too, and then also so we don't start a big potential scene, right? And
because I kind of got the
pressure of you having to head out.
Yeah, and you already said that you've got to bail, so
yeah.
So I think that's, so sorry for maybe a little shorter, but I think this is good, and I like this. I like that kind of where we are. I think in both cases, definitely in new situations, but in some ways, gratitude is sort of finding herself maybe back in a similar
Yeah.
has sort of had some problems, but definitely the situation has changed vis-a-vis their attitude towards her as well.
That's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Discovering that. So, all right.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Talk to you later, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All
Have a
right.
good week.
Night.
Take care.